Just famous in these parts. You might say I'm famous, just famous in these parts. You might say I'm famous. Famous in these parts. All right. I want to say it's great to be here on KXCI, locals only. Really proud to be here, especially with my good friend Naeem Amor.
Hi.
Yeah, that's Naeem, laying down the tasty guitar tracks. So this next song is called Back to Austin. My guitar strings have gone down, 'cause I don't change them anymore. You don't listen when I talk. Guess you've heard it all before. So baby, let's go back to Austin, where we never had a time. We knew who we were in Austin. I was yours, you were mine. We got good at making money. We gotten bad at making time. We'll never win the race we're running, so let those rats all pass us by. And baby, let's go back to Austin, where we never had a time. We knew we were in Austin. I was yours, you were mine. How I miss those summer nights, love under starry skies, talking on the old porch swing, and the way you once looked at me. I was yours, you were mine. Baby, let's go back to Austin, where we never had a time. We knew who we were in Austin. I was yours, you were mine. I was yours, you were mine. I was yours and you were mine. yours, and you were mine. Yeah, all right. How you guys doing out there? Okay, let's see. Gonna do a little, maybe like a little kind of rockabilly thing for you. At least my interpretation of one. It's called Sweet Louise. Sweet Louise kicked me in the head. Sweet Louise, baby, kicked me out of bed. Oh, no, honey, you ain't been right since you fell off my motorbike. Sweet Louise, come on, please be kind. Sweet Louise, I'm trying to understand. Sweet Louise, baby, did you find another man? Found you, honey, and I held you tight. Tried to kiss you, but you pulled that knife. Sweet Louise, come on, please be kind. Sweet Louise, come on, please be kind. Take it now. Sweet Louise, give me half a chance. Sweet Louise, baby, give me back my pants. You ran me out and you locked the door. Half my clothes laying on the floor. Sweet Louise, come on, please be kind. Sweet Louise, come on, please be kind. Sweet Louise, come on, please be kind.
91.3 KXCI. We are live in Studio 2A, joined by Dan Simonis and Naima Moore. It's kind of like live in Studio 2A Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Well, for us it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Sophie. How are you?
Hi, I'm great.
Nice to see you. You look lovely as always.
Thank you. So do you. You're always wearing the most excellent bolo ties.
You know, I steal them from my wife.
Oh boy, I was so excited. I almost lost my train of thought. Let's introduce ourselves. That's a good place to start.
Okay. With me?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dan Simonis.
Where do you come from, Dan?
I'm currently, I live in Bisbee, Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Bisbee, Arizona. And this is?
I'm Naima Moore.
And where do you live, Naeem?
Very close, a few blocks away.
Yeah, exactly. So, Dan, I know that lots of people, both in Tucson and in Bisbee, made sort of a pilgrimage to get there. You came from New York, and before that, from Ohio.
I'm actually from Ohio, farm country, like big Amish, big Amish hats, which
Yeah.
I have. I love those big hats, and I love all their outfits. Actually, I think they're really stylish.
You have an excellent collection of flat brims.
I do.
happen to know that.
I should wear one. But yeah, I started out in Ohio. I ended up in New York City, where I was up there for a long time, playing as a singer-songwriter and making music. And then I ended up out here in the Tucson area.
What do you think the magnetism is?
For Tucson?
For Southern Arizona.
Southern Arizona is pure magic. I mean, I can spout off about it a little if you want. But,
go for it.
I remember when I came here. And let me back it up a bit. But when I was a child, my aunt lived here, and she was a nun, and she hung out at Javier del Bac,
Boy,
And so I remember being a little kid and coming out here and Tucson to me was this magical place where you had the saguaro cactus and you had this mission church and you had this kind of like natural beauty along with a spiritual quality that was really big and bigger than life in a way, especially with all the big vast open spaces. But I remember watching The West by Ken Burns, and Ken Burns said something in there about how it was only when America expanded, when the United States expanded into the West, that they truly found themselves as an image. And I've always felt that Tucson, if you're going to follow that logic, Tucson is the perfect iconic Western town. And so in a way, Tucson to me is the kind of like, what would you say, like the spiritual center of the United States, or in some ways like the way, if you're really going to talk about what it means to be an American in the West, then Tucson has to come up in that conversation.
Yeah, and you've kind of you use that in your songwriting. I know that, and you've also made the Americana Fest.
Oh yeah,
You're responsible for a lot of the like refurbishment of Lowell and Bisbee.
Yeah, I love it.
So how does it inform you creatively? Like how does it bring you to the songwriting, to the building?
I think that there's absolutely a kind of spirit to it all. There's a roadside America that I'm in love with, a vanishing roadside America that is the West to me. And what we've tried to create there in Bisbee on that street is just a kind of shrine to the American spirit that created those things, like tail fin cars and jukeboxes and drive-in movies and diners. And so I think it always starts with an idea. It starts with a spirit, and that spirit gets eventually manifested into a tail fin or into, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. I have your album cover here, which has several tail fins visible.
Yeah. Well, the Cadillac's the biggest of them, for cars at least.
Yeah. So how did you go about... I know you came from Ohio, you were living in New York for a significant period of time, but you've, for a long time, longer than you've lived here, had this sort of cowboy aesthetic.
Thing going.
That was a strong choice that you made.
It is.
And what brought you to putting that together?
It's kind of funny, but I actually started out like wearing Amish clothes in New York City. I did, and I had this really amazing opportunity with my friend David Rose where he was photographing Michael Jackson, and I happened to be I was with him, he let me be the assistant, and I'm standing there in my full-on Amish outfit down in Memphis, Tennessee, and Michael was laughing at me because I was a bigger clown than he was, But so I was pulling those kind of farm Amish images anyways, but I don't know, I guess it's just because it was a distinctive American image to me. And the whole thing with the West Texas Millionaires, I copied that in a way off of the Traveling Wilburys, where I love the idea that they had this invented past. They had this alter ego or this identity that was completely made up. Yeah. And so I created this thing with all the musicians I've been working with called the West Texas Millionaires, where we had this fake bio about how we struck oil and we got really rich, and then we bought all these Cadillacs, and then we lost all the money, and now we're just back to playing county fairs, and but we still drive around in the one last Cadillac, with the steer horns. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. I mean, it's been a lot of fun going through Texas and New Mexico. And
the drama of that is really exciting to me. I like the theater.
You don't even have to play. I mean, it's like, oh, they're here, the West Texas Millionaires.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think that's, I think there's a Sam Shepard quote or something where he talks about how is my persona any different than who I am if I created it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
So if you're creating this American persona, this character, how is it any different from who you are?
I guess, you might get sick of it, You might actually not be comfortable in your skin. Happened to Brian Wilson.
Yeah. How?
Oh, well, Brian got stuck in the whole Beach Boy thing. He actually got to the point where he put all this sand in his living room, and then he put the grand piano in the middle of the sandbox and tried to...
Have you gotten to that point yet?
Not yet. No, I don't have any cows in the living room. But, it was fun. I'm thinking about calling the new group of guys that I've been lucky enough to work with, maybe like the Dan Simonis in the Gila Monsters, something that's a little more.
That would lead to some really extraordinary outfits,
right? Wouldn't it?
Yeah, you got the yellow or red and black stripes.
You're funny.
I want to know just a little bit about the new album.
Oh, okay.
About the recording process, just quickly.
Well, we what happened was I kind of thought I should just make some songwriter demos because first and foremost, I think of myself as a songwriter. That's the thing that I love. And if I hear a great song, if I'm standing somewhere and if you were talking to me and a Buddy Holly song came on, your mouth would still be moving, but I wouldn't hear what you're saying.
I think that goes for both of us.
Probably, right?
Yeah.
But it's just that bad or it's that good where I can't hear you anymore if that song's playing. So for me, a great song is the architecture of the music, and you've got, you can flavor it a million ways, but something like a Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, or maybe something great like Yesterday, by McCartney, like something like that. It exists with or without the music. It's so good. So
that's what you were aiming for with this collection?
That was the hope. But hoping to break the stuff down. So we went up to Mendocino, California, to Bill Bottrell's studio up there. Bill didn't engineer the sessions, but he had this beautiful room, and he'd worked with Tom Petty and Leonard Cohen and Sheryl Crow, and just all. I knew it was a great room, and I had a friend who got me in there. So we went up and we got to work with Calvin Turnbull, who was his regular engineer, in-house producer. And we just stripped the songs all down because it was just going to be songwriter demos.
Yeah.
But they turned out so nice that a year went by and we were like, you know what, we should just put a little dressing on this and put it out. So
make it an album.
Yeah.
And they really do sound beautiful. They have this
so.
Sweetness that I associate very much with you. You got a golden voice.
I'm not going to say it. Thanks. So that's what it is. It's basically a songwriter's demo that we decided to dress. We just we stood in a little circle like this, and we played each song, and we played 10 songs, and I think we played each song 3 times, start to finish. We didn't, and then we overdubbed a little bit, but for the most part, the vocals, for all of it, the vocals and the bass and the drums were all done at the same time.
Yeah, very simple.
So, incredibly simple.
Great. Well, what are the next few songs that you're going to play for us? Or you can just...
No, we have some new ones that Naeem and I have been hammering out here the last couple days.
Well, is there anything you want to say before the next set?
I just want to say a great big thank you to Naeem for being here tonight.
Oh, you're welcome.
I feel so honored to have him in the room with me.
It's a real pleasure.
We're excited.
To learn those great songs.
Just real fast, 91.3 KXCI. I'm Sophie. This is Locals Only. We are live in Studio 2A, joined by Dan Simonis, who's supported by Naeem Amor. He's going to go into his second set here. And whenever you're ready, you can take it away.
The song is called Bury My Heart. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why? You could have told me you weren't so nice. You could have told me you had veins of ice. All the pretty flowers laying at your door. All my love laying on the floor. When I should have known right from the start you were digging a hole. Bury my heart, you were digging a hole. Bury my heart. Why, oh, why, oh, why? Why, oh, why, oh, why? You're coming and you're going, acting like a cat. I never know, honey, where you're at. Always out drinking, losing half your clothes, leaving them where God only knows. And I should know, baby, right from the start you were digging a hole, burying my heart. Yeah, I should know, baby, right from the start you were digging a hole, burying my heart. Why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why, oh, why? if you heard a mistake in there, that was me, not Naeem. So, this song is called Motor Scooter. If I had a motor scooter, I could take you out tonight. And if I had maybe $20, I could show you a good time. And if I drove real crazy, would you hold me tight? Maybe never noticed I'm not your type. I'll take you to a scary movie, give you such an awful fright. There's hairy monsters under your bed, better sleep in mine tonight. And if I drove real crazy, would you hold me tight? Maybe never notice I'm not your type. Visit you in your asylum, bring you flowers day and night. It's okay, honey, you don't know me, 'cause baby, you look good in white. And since I drove you crazy, will you hold me tight? Maybe never notice I'm not your type. It's so quiet here in the studio. You're gonna have to make more noise, Sophie. Woo! Okay. Give me a second, I'm gonna tune up.
Take your time.
Me too. The song is called West Texas Town. Say that you're leaving, but the time is always now. Yeah, the time is always now. You got your reasons, but I'm going where my life's worth living and my heart's worth giving. Lay my worries down in a West Texas town. West Texas town. Seeing's believing. I can see for miles now. I can see for miles now. Baby, I'm bleeding. So I'm going where my life's worth living and my heart's worth giving. I lay my worries down in a West Texas town. No one cares about your car. Who you know's not who you are. If you make some girl your wife, she'll love you all your life in a West Texas town. No one cares about your car. Who you know's not who you are. If you make some girl your wife, she'll love you all your life in a West Texas town. A West Texas town. West Texas town. You say that you're leaving, but the time is always now. Yeah, the time is always now.
.3 KXCI. We have Dan Simonis and Naima Moore live in Studio 2A. My name is Sophie. And we're going to talk for a little bit longer, and then we're going to hear some more music.
Sweet.
So, Dan, I know that you've been writing songs for a really long time. Like, it started...
Like 120 years now.
Yeah.
No.
That's where the Amish
it
dress
hasn't been
comes
that
from.
long.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well,
yeah, no.
I mean,
true.
it's something you've been doing since you were...
I think I wrote my first song in the 4th grade, you know?
Yeah.
It was terrible, and I gave up and then tried again later.
Right. It's like a part of your makeup.
Yeah, you can't not do it. I wake up with them in my head sometimes.
Yeah?
Melodies, yeah.
And then how do you
you know, a lot of times
you
you lose them. There's this beautiful thing that happens sometimes where you're dreaming and you hear one, and you go, oh, that's so good. I wish I could write that. And then you wake up and it pops, like it's gone, right? And then you're like, what was that? I wrote that. It's gone.
Does it ever come back to you?
Sometimes. Once in a while you wake up with one, you have it, and you're like, oh, okay, that's sweet, you know?
Any of the songs on the new album start like that?
I don't know if I could make it up, but I'm not sure. There must be, probably, at least a part of something, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, my original question was how, as your life has changed and maybe your makeup has changed and your values have changed, how has your approach to songwriting changed?
Well, you know, just to start like a little bit back, but like when I was a kid, when I was like 20 years old, I remember going to a Don McLean concert and like waiting backstage, like on the side door to try to ask him about songwriting. And he came out and he was great. Like I just waited in the end of the line and he was signing autographs and I didn't even have anything for him to sign, you know. And he was like, can I help you? And I said, I want to talk about songwriting. And he was like, oh. And he took me with him into the back while he packed up his guitar.
Yeah.
And I would be like, how do you know when the melody's like where it should be? And just the stupid questions, you know. But he was really sweet to me, and he was like, well, when you've got the melody right where you want it, add just a little bit more. And I'm like, make it longer? He's like, no, more dynamic, like push the boundaries a little bit, you know? So I've always been a little crazy like that. And I remember one time I read an article about Otis Blackwell, who had written Don't Be Cruel and Return to Sender that Elvis did. And he wrote Handyman, and he wrote Great Balls of Fire. And I read an article about him, and it said he lived in Memphis, and I was living in Ohio. And I called Memphis Information for Otis Blackwell, and I got a number. And I called the number, and there was an answering machine, and it said that to call this other number. And I called it, and Otis Blackwell actually answered the telephone.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I'm this kid like sitting in Cleveland, Ohio, and trying to get, you know, how do you write a song like that? So
do you remember what he said?
He said don't use any big words. That was his basic thing. It was like, don't use any words that a child can't understand. You know, I remember that part. But to answer your question more, I think when I first started, I was more of a bleeding soul, meaning like there was something inside that I felt, you know, needed to come out because talking didn't work. You know, like if you can say it, you'll say it. If you can't say it, maybe you can sing it. Maybe you can find a melody or something that will, you know, a note that will express that. And I think a little bit of that has, you know, gotten put away a little bit. And I think I've tried harder over the last few years to really just, you know, craft a little bit more than just, you know, but just bleeding into the thing. So
yeah, you did mention earlier that the structure of this new album, not the album itself, well maybe the album itself, but each song having that sort of like ringing structure was really important to you. And
I wanted, as you know, as a recording, I wanted it to be broken down. I wanted it to be a lot simpler. You can bury yourself in your own ideas or your own music, you know.
Right.
If it can stand on its own, then, you know, that should be enough, I think. Sounded good.
I know, because I know you, that a lot of your songs are not about your own life, but they sort of have this storytelling
sometimes.
aspect.
I mean,
it's
always about my life too, but I'll usually take a friend and I'll watch him do something, and then I'll think, oh, that's funny, you know, or he'll mess up something, or you know, whatever, or he does something really well, and then I take that. I usually just pull a story around me. I try to find something that people aren't really underlining, like maybe a little bit of something in life or society or in relationships that you could talk about it, you could bring up, and it's sort of a little truth. Try to find a little truth and put it in there, something that hurts a little.
Do your friends often know that the songs?
Themselves?
Yeah, do they recognize the tall tales about themselves?
They do, actually.
Do you think? I don't know. I wonder if this is a sensitive question, but do you think you've ever illuminated someone to something that they didn't already see in themselves?
No, probably not. No, I think we all know what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
On some level.
Yeah, and they're not that bad.
Yeah.
I just find something funny or humorous or a little situation and go with it.
Well, you were talking about this kind of amazing golden advice that you got from these singer-songwriters. Yeah. Is there anything that you would pick out that you would pass on, maybe? Here on your deathbed in Studio 2A.
No, I think I should be a little more, you know, higher up in the hit song realm or some kind of thing before I'm passing.
Well, how about this? What works?
I would say what works is, you know, there was a quote by John Lennon where he said once, like, he started out trying to make all these beautiful lyrics or doing all this stuff, and in the end he just said, just say what you want to say and make it rhyme. You know, understand that songs have structure. Yeah. You know, and that you try to work with it. Try to find something that's in there and try to find, okay, the biggest thing, this would be it. I remember when I was really first trying to put all these little pieces together, and I was laying in bed, and I remember I heard this voice in my head, and it said, this is crazy, but it said, the verse is the story, the chorus is the comment on the story. And then I remember I crawled out of bed and I wrote that down on a piece of paper. And ever since then, it's been much easier. Like, you know, like it's like when you're down and troubled and you need a helping or whatever, you need a friend. And no, that's the chorus. And it goes, you've got a friend. Or like in Paul McCartney's, you know, you let it be. The story is mapped out in the verse, and then the chorus is like, let it be, you know. Yeah. Or Bob Marley's songs are like that. A lot of songs are like that.
Naeem, I would love to ask you the same question if you're down to answer.
Talk to Naeem.
I'm wondering, like, what works in songwriting as far as, like, you know, like picking up the guitar, like putting pen to paper. What would the advice be? Like, this works.
Well, first I would say, and Dan, if you haven't done that, I urge you to do it. Use your iPhone to when you have an idea, because now we can do this. I used to have a Walkman, like a little dictaphone, and I had cassette. I call them like work tapes, and then I put a date on them, and then I would like, oh man, this is. Or sometimes it's two chords, something cool like I don't know, something like, and then I record just that for like 20 seconds, because I know that eventually it's kind of like the garbage, the trash can, and on the side, if you empty it like this, oh, I forgot about this, So it's or the kids, you tell them like to, if you go clean your room, you'll find some toys you forgot about. And I think for me, like writing songs, it's like that. There are ideas that sometimes I came up with like 3 years ago.
Right.
The problem after that is like, yes, this structure, and then and sometimes I just don't know what to do with that idea for a long time.
Yeah.
But what happened is. That's why I always work on multi-projects. It's like, that idea all of a sudden makes sense with those other ideas that I didn't have then. So that's why, for me, keeping things is very, very important, and rediscover them.
Yeah.
In a very playful way, like kids, and then so that's what I do. And this last album I did with John Conrad, it's exactly like that. I worked on a film. I didn't plan on making a record, and even less a Western record.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know, but I was making a film about a cowboy, and then so the idea was to make some kind of Western kind of music, but more, a bit contemporary, modern, or whatever, original. And then and I was like, oh man, there's some ideas in there that could be maybe an album someday, And then a couple of years later, it's like I had like some more ideas. And that's the complement of the thing.
Yeah.
And the titles comes at the end.
Yeah.
Actually, I've just mixed another album last week at Jim Waters. And,
you heard it here first, folks.
and this past week, I've been like thinking about titles for songs.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any titles, and
Right.
you need a title because you have to register
because
them.
then you can't you can't send it forth into the world without it.
But sometimes I have the temptation to call it like study number 1, something like that.
Yeah,
But it's still
more like classical music.
And B minor.
Prelude 3
has a stigma.
It's
a little
true.
bit.
Well, Naeem's records are truly some of my favorite, and they end up on our turntable at home because he's pressing vinyl, and they'll stay there for months, like in heavy rotation.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Naeem's.
On heavy rotation here at KXCI
Is it too?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
good.
fantastic.
As it should be.
Really quick, are you playing any shows coming up that people can catch you at?
I'm going to have to say no, because I've just been focusing on getting the studio built there in Bisbee.
Oh yeah, tell us about your studio real quick.
You should come see it.
Oh yeah. Full disclosure, I spent quite a lot of time at that studio.
We've got a studio down there. If anyone up here wants to come down to Bisbee and hang out for a weekend and lay down some tracks, come find me.
Yeah.
I'll be down there. It's a good studio. It's a really big room. My friend David Rose owns the old Star Chevrolet building, which is enormous, and the studio is located inside there, and you have this 5,000 square foot room, and it's fun. You can escape.
Yeah. And really focus.
Yeah.
That's my sense there.
What I really want to do this year is just concentrate on playing up here. I've been doing all these shows in New Mexico and in Texas, and playing with the Montoya clan. Mike Montoya, I think people know him here, certainly from Fatigo.
Yeah.
But his whole family's a great band, and there's another great band called the Damn Union that's out of Las Cruces, and I'll do shows with them. Or head on over into Texas and do some of the dance halls. But I think Tucson...
In your adopted hometown.
Yeah, just all crazy.
Yeah.
But this year it's Tucson.
It's
so,
good.
Yeah,
we're glad
'cause
to
I love
have you. The new album, where can people find it?
They can find it online. It's on Spotify, and just pull it up. Just punch in Dan Simonis and the West Texas Millionaires, and it'll come up. It's called the Turnbull Sessions.
Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, would you like to head into that last set you've prepared for us?
Do we have time?
Oh, absolutely. We've got 15 minutes, so
Then
you can play
we'll make some noise.
some songs and then some. If Naeem wants to take a solo, long one, go for it. 91.3 KXCI. My name is Sophie Gibson-Rush. We're joined here in Studio 2A by Dan Simonis. We're so lucky to have him, and he is supported by Naeem Amor. They're gonna play now until the top of the hour. Thank you so much.
Someone to sleep with, going to find someone to keep with. Every little thought of a big, big world outside. And we'll hide, yes, we'll hide. When the darkness comes, we'll hide, yes, we'll hide. When the darkness comes and the warming sun is gone. Someone to sleep with, going to find someone to weep with. Every deep, sweet sorrow of a big, big world outside. And we'll hide, yes, we'll hide. When the darkness comes, we'll hide, yes, we'll hide. When the darkness comes and the warming sun is gone. And we'll hide, yes, we'll hide. When the darkness comes, we'll hide, yes, we'll hide. When the darkness comes and the warming sun is gone. When the darkness comes and the warming sun is gone. Thank you. All right. Naeem, I'm going to switch it up and do the Cowboy Son.
Okay.
Then we'll pull the other guitar. This song is called the Cowboy Song. When I was a child, was gonna be a cowboy, riding the range and singing a song. But my mama said, I'm sorry, dear, there ain't no cowboys riding here. You left to rope your ponies in your dreams. Well, yippee-ki-yay, every lie that you say has a little truth down in it. Yippee-ki-yay, every game we play, she holds a little bit of truth. We're all chasing after youth. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy, singing songs. I did my best to bring you flowers. I stood out in the rain for over an hour, but the summer soon turned into fall. The winter snow began to fall. Soon the rains came and washed me all away. And yippee-ki-yay, every lie that you say has a little truth down in it. Yippee-ki-yay, every game we play, she holds a little bit of truth. We're all chasing after youth. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy. Just look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy, singing song. Take it away. Learning now not to trust my senses. I find my way through the maze of fences. And these city streets are canyons now. The trains I ride roll underground. We got a share of outlaws in this town. Yippee-ki-yay, every lie they say has a little truth down in it. Yippee-ki-yay, every game we play, she holds a little bit of truth. We're all chasing after youth. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy, singing songs. Look at me, mama, I'm a cowboy, singing songs. All right. The guys and the sound engineers are probably ready to kill me because I didn't turn my guitar back on. I had the tuner on. So, is it working? Could you hear it? You picked it up through the other microphone. Beautiful.
There was another one.
They definitely know what they're doing.
Right.
We got the
really
best.
I'm gonna switch guitars.
Yeah.
You guys talk.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, yeah.
I was joking.
Naeem, how was your day?
It was a nice Monday.
Yeah.
You know, it's like we're just learning the new temperatures. You know, that's Tucson. It's like, oh,
Entering the new
the
world.
soft warning.
Yeah.
You know. All right, get ready. You know.
It's definitely getting hot, right?
Yeah.
This is nothing for you guys.
I love it. I think I'm always a little bit frozen inside. And so no, not in an emotional way, but you know, I feel like I start to thaw when this weather comes around.
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Lay
This
it on
is
it.
kind of a new song. Candy heart said I love you, please be mine, I'll be true. Candy hearts and the words they say never meant but to melt away. Baby, I should have known right from the start. Only the sweetest words could break a heart. Baby, I should have known right from the start. Only the sweetest words could break my heart. Candy heart said I do, said I will, till death do part. Candy hearts and the words they say only meant to melt away. Baby, I should have known right from the start. Only the sweetest words would break a heart. Baby, I should have known right from the start. Only the sweetest words could break my heart. I should have known right from the start. Only the sweetest words would break a heart. Baby, I should have known right from the start. Only the sweetest words would break my heart. Candy heart said I love you, please be mine, I'll be true. Candy hearts and the words they say never meant but to melt away.
.3 KXCI. My name is Sophie. This is live in Studio 2A. Dan Simonis joined by Naeem Amor. He's been playing tracks off of his new album, The Turnbull Sessions, amongst others. Thank you so much for coming in, you guys. It's
Thanks
been
for having
really
us.
a treat to talk to you.
Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Naeem,
Thanks, Dan.
for being
Thanks
here.
for the invite.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
Thank you, KXCI.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. This has been Locals Only. I'm Sophie, 91.3 Tucson. We'll see you here, same time, same place, next week. Bye, y'all.